And we are currently in the Dutty Talk, and today's Dutty Talk topic has to do with sociology and social issues. So we're going to discuss the problems of social institutions, and I thought that it would be a great opportunity for us to discuss all of the problems that exist in our communities, worldwide and internationally. Of course, before we go into that, I want to read something. It's The Politics of Urban Life from a Radical Leftist View. What is the problem? Cities are in crisis. Under capitalism, cities have evolved to support and benefit the few who own productive property, ignoring the needs of the majority. Without a national urban policy, urban sprawls out of control. From a liberal view, cities suffer from the effects of social inequality. Poor people and minorities fare the worst with regards to housing, schools, and other resources. From a conservative perspective, urban life is far better than it was a century ago because living standards have risen. Inner cities decline as economic forces relocated and replaced the industry after the 1950s. But the economy is reviving them. What is the solution? According to the radical leftist view, neither the economy operating on its own nor government programs can bring about the needed change. Capitalism itself must be transformed into a system that meets the needs of the many rather than the few. Is that going to happen? Whatever. Anyway, the liberal view, government must attack racial segregation by enforcing anti-discrimination laws and by reducing income inequality and differences in opportunities between inner cities and suburbs. From the conservative perspective, the improvements in urban life result from the nation's productive market economy. Where needed, government can simulate economic development with enterprise zones. Now, there's a small debate, and I think this is where we want to begin the Dutty Talk. To what degree, from each political perspective, are cities in the United States in serious trouble?
To what degree? I mean, each city has a different, level of, whether it be a homeless rate, low income rate, whatever it might be.
So from which perspective do you agree? I mean, what perspective do you agree with? Do you agree with the radical leftist view, the liberal view, or the conservative view?
It depends on what area you're in, what city you're in. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what city situation.
Let's talk about the A.
Let's talk about the A. You know what I'm saying? When we got a mayor that wants to put a race car museum here and you got homeless people on the street, come on.
Now, I was looking to see how that proposal that you mentioned in November was going to turn out. But apparently, it really didn't work because I work downtown Atlanta in the nighttime.
Yeah.
And when I turn through the alley to park my car, I have to put my car in protective parking.
Yeah.
It's like crazy people is finding little tunnels and holes to just sleep in.
Yeah, I mean,
and I can't see how you can find anybody $5,000 who can't afford.
Yeah, like the situation goes back to you're putting these people in a worse situation that they're in when, albeit they're homeless, they might be working. So when you're going downtown, buddy.
I think you should reiterate what
Well, Georgia tried to pass the law to, you know what I'm saying, I guess on a certain property, if you get caught sleeping on this property at a certain time, you could get fined, sent to jail, whatever it might be, depending on that area. Now, where the hell is the homeless gonna sleep? You can't sleep in the park. What? Mm-hmm. You can't sleep on the sidewalk. What?
Well, they're sleeping. Well, they're not sleeping.
But the shelters is so full around here.
Well, first of all, if you look at the development, and this goes back to the whole, I guess it would go back to the liberal view, where where if you look at what's going on in places like Atlanta, New York, New Jersey, your major cities, they're having this whole thing called urbanization, where you have people coming out of suburbia wanting to live in the urban inner cities because it's closer to their work. So they're kicking people out of the project homes and rebuilding them into overpriced condos.
Skyscrapers, condos, whatever it might be.
In New York City, they're raising the rent in projects. Okay?
Oh, yeah, that's what they're doing in the NO, too, by the way. While they're in a rebuilding process, you go there, and the only places you're seeing being rebuilt, the money areas. So
they're kicking people out of their homes, and then they wonder why they're homeless people. A lot of people who reside in these low-income housing, they don't have that much family. And if they do, their family are struggling as well.
You best, not to say it's a racial thing, but it's a real thing. Most black people are like one check away from being homeless. Let's just be real about it.
Now let's talk about it, because in the South and the Midwest, it's not just black people. It's like I've seen some people.
Yeah,
In the Midwest, especially, the economy is terrible. At least in Atlanta, we have major corporations coming in and investing, and even though they're raping the people, we do have jobs and opportunities. Whereas in the Midwest, all they got is Walmart. And if you don't work at Walmart, son, like working in Walmart is like working at freaking Ted Turner. I'm trying to tell you.
Wow.
I've met people, and when I look at the income level and the poverty level, because I find those things interesting.
Yeah.
And when I look at the economy in those areas, $5.50 is the hotness. But if you think about it now, gas rates is almost how much you make.
$4 a gallon.
So if you in a wide body trailer, you are the shit. The Midwest, I'm telling you, we clown a lot, but we don't realize how good we have it. It's fucked up as our situation may be.
Oh no, I know it's better as opposed to other places, especially when I've been to Haiti, so I've seen horrible. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, why make?
Let's not just because it's Haiti suffers from the same type of urbanization that America suffers
exactly.
from. There are portions of the community where you be like, damn, and then there are portions where you like, what the fuck? And the thing is, it's just like New York City. When you cross over Broadway, you realize that, oh snap, there's a poverty line that's ridiculous, because when you cross over Broadway in New York, you're in the projects.
How one line make that, like
one block?
That's some politics shit right there. You know what I'm saying? One block. You know what I'm saying? That's some politics. We need to come back.
Today we're talking about social problems in urban cities, and
worldwide.
Worldwide, not just in Atlanta or in America, but internationally, worldwide is going on. I mean, just even in the Bahamas, you can see a clear distinction between the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah.
And it's even clearer because it's so small. And either you live in a shack or you live in a nice house. There's no middle ground.
So there's no middle ground. It's either or.
Yeah.
There's no. So what's the progression then? Like, you're in a shack and then you get another job. You're in a house. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, homeless, 1-bedroom apartment, 3-bedroom apartment, house. Man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not that. It's like, well, really, I mean, in the Bahamas, it really can be no homelessness. Because everybody related to everybody. Ain't nobody gonna leave you on the street. Like, my buddy, that's my cousin, but hey, wait, no, come on now. You come over here. Now, there is this thing that I see growing in America now, Like in Atlanta, I see a lot of people have roommates.
Yeah.
And you know, I used to think, I'm like a grown man. How the fuck I'm a grown man or a grown woman have a roommate?
Finances.
But when you look at the economy and you look at, it's just to get by.
You know, I got an ex-roommate, just turned like, he's 43, you know, just getting married. You know, so, and we was roommates like 4 years ago, you know, 38, 39, and hey, just to get by, for real. That extra $300-$400 that you saving,
yeah, just to get
gotta
by.
go to gas. That's it's messed up.
It's ridiculous, and then you wonder how, like, you know, we're talking about the urbanization and how the society plays a big role, but we adapt. We're adaptive. So even though we assume that we're living good or whatever, you're 35 years old with another motherfucker sitting in your next room, and you don't even understand the true meaning of personal space. Like, I've been on my own since I was 17.
Yeah.
And I've lived by myself since the age of 19. So I've always, you know, walked around.
You know, you just walking around shit just be dangling like, yeah.
I can't stand clothes.
you know.
So I cook. Oh shit!
You know, but you get somebody and then they bring their kid all over the house, cutting up the furniture with a box cutter. Yeah. Anyways,
but it's crazy. It's like, you know, we don't realize how impoverished we really are.
Yeah.
Until we look at it from the eyes of somebody that have more. Until we get, and then we like, damn, I can't believe I actually lived that way. But we do it just to get by, and it's crazy because society dictates how we
do you see a progression ever? I mean, gas prices going up, and now these states is trying to get it. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it is, fines for regular traffic violations is going up, and you know, you got people trying to cut out overtime. You know what I'm saying? When people live off this overtime to make their money, you know, some people, let's say your yearly income is $45,000.
Yeah, I know. They got companies that's cutting out overtime, and they're telling you if you work a certain amount, or matter of fact, if them not meeting their quota, they're sending you home, so you might not make your 80 hours.
But check it. Let's say your income is $45,000, but let's say $8,000 out of that $45,000 came because you was hustling on the overtime.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now you only making $35 because they cutting it out.
But the other part of that is, and we had a conversation with a senior officer the other day, and they were saying that you should not live above your means. So you shouldn't count overtime into your monthly expenses.
Okay. So how do you equate that with your regular pay and you having anything when everything else is going up? You need that overtime. I didn't ask for, you know what I'm saying, gas to be $4. Thanks, Bush. You know, I didn't ask for, you know what I'm saying, just like I say, you
electricity is going up.
Taxes on everything. Electricity going up. They just passed a law in Georgia for them to add the tax percentage, you know what I'm saying, onto the. I'm like, fuck. Motherfucker need that overtime. So I can't get by just to get by. So
it's important that people donate. Because we can't provide you with quality entertainment and continue to bust our ass every day to make that paycheck and support DI Radio Cast, support ourselves,
kids,
and support a community that needs this type of outlet to voice their opinions, to be heard, and to have exposure and have a different vehicle so that they too can get by. Because there's a lot of people there's dreams are getting crushed because they have to spend 50 to 60 hours a day, a week, just to get by, and they come home, and I'm not understanding why people want to throw D's on shit, but
You ain't got no house.
You know, and
the phone off.
The other part of it is, what is the proper role of the government in this situation? Should the government be responsible or should individuals be responsible? Now,
you got to think, government making money.
From my perspective, I feel that every individual has the ability to assist themselves.
Yeah.
Now, there should be social programs available by the government, but there are I know of far too many people that take advantage of the system. And I get upset because I'm like, I can't take advantage of the system.
Okay, well, these people need to have a time frame. Let's say you're on welfare, whatever your situation might be, you're not working, give them a time frame, you know? Just like with the homeless. Okay, we're going to give you a time frame. We're going to put you in this program, this time frame, whatever, 6 months, year, whatever it be. If you can't cut it, well.
I can't continue to stress the importance of this place called a library. Like, you should never say that you cannot do anything. If you know that you have specific talents, you should try to
hustle.
I mean, if you could draw, if you could sing, if you have a good math background, if you read well, you write well, go to the library. You might not have a college education, or you might not have a high school education. Well, you need a high school education at the least. Go to the library. There are textbooks, there are books, there are reference books. Go to the library and find out what's out there. Now, it may be a little harder for you because, you may not be computer literate.
Yeah.
But the ability to read and comprehend, man, once you start to process this information that you're getting, go ahead and read books that interest you, about things that interest you, that can benefit you socially.
It's not even reading what interests you. You might find something out like, damn, that's how I could have been did that. A business license is $120, but you want to buy some $150 Jordans?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Make your own economy. If they're not going to give you the economy, you got to make your own.
Take it. But you got to understand the rules, and you got to understand the information that's out there, and start to assess it and see how you can benefit from it and how it can benefit you. And that's why I say, I guess at this stage in my life where I have a little more, now I'm not trying to give everybody back in the days when I had the card.
Oh, yeah.
I probably was like, yo, I can't get by. But you know what? It was because I didn't have the information. And once I obtained the information, I realized that there's so many things that I'm capable of, and I'm limiting myself because society is telling me that I'm limited. It depends on your environment.
It depends on your environment. But
and your environment should encourage you.
That goes back to the show we had a couple of weeks ago about, communicating with people, and I guess doing the business show. You got to know your environment. If you want to make your little own money, you got to know, I can't go to the hood trying to, sell some Monavie juice.
Right.
So I got to know what my talents is. If I can draw, okay, I'm going to the hood, and I'm going to get the little hood sketches. Mm-hmm. Sell them. Because government ain't going to give me the money. I'm going to make my money, and who going to tax me for it?
If I could draw, I'm not gonna do the sketch. I'm gonna do the sketches in the hood because people with money love to see poverty.
Exactly.
And they feed off of it. They're like, oh,
well, drawing is
it's so touching, and wow.
I see your struggle. Here's a $50 bill. Go get you something to eat and buy you some clothes and find your job. Motherfucker, I got a job. I'm just trying to get some more money. It's okay.
You're right. I am poor. I put dirt in my locks and went outside and put my cup out. Come on, shit get hard, and it's time for rent. And I'm like, damn, I really want to get an extra steak.
Yeah. But
go to a highway far away from my house, all the way in Duluth, and put some dirt in my right here.
Wow.
DI Radio Cast all in your ear hole. Dutty Talk. We're coming back next week with more for your ear hole. Don't forget, July 11th is going down. Miss Diddy Freestyle Competition. Rep your city. Check
Make
out
another band. I got some hot shit. I spit. Want some of this hot fire?
Yo, don't forget to check out my MySpace page, DI Radio Cast. MySpace page is myspace.com/DI Radio Cast. If you're a new, established, or unsigned artist, hit up Miss Diddy. And if you're an international artist, hit up D-Yale and submit your tracks.
And if you can, make the topics in English so I can better understand. That's all I'm asking. If you can't,
Hey,
I'll figure it out. But when I fuck it up, don't get mad. It's still love you.
DI Radio Cast, we out the building. Dutty Talk, all in your ear hole.